Most financial problems in a service business don't arrive with a crash. They drift in slowly, quietly, one small shift at a time, until the year-end numbers tell a story nobody expected. This video is about 5 things that do it. I'm Philip. I help service founders read their numbers, how most financial problems actually arrive. Here's the picture most founders have in their head. A financial problem looks like a bad month, a lost client, a crisis moment where something clearly went wrong. Here's what it actually looks like. A subscription auto-renews at a higher rate, a vendor contract increases, a client starts paying 45 days instead of 30. A service that used to generate strong margin now costs more to deliver because the team got more experience and more expensive, but the rates never caught up. None of these feel like problems. Each one is small. Each one is easy to rationalize. And together, over 12 to 18 months, they can take a healthy business to a fragile one without a single dramatic moment. I worked with a general contractor doing close to $2 million in revenue who went negative on cash in December. And it's not because anything broke, because 3 things had been quietly building for a year and nobody was watching. Thing 1, expense creep. Expenses don't spike, they creep. Subscriptions auto-renew at higher rates, vendor contracts quietly increase, a team member's scope expands, but the cost structure does not get reviewed. A marketing tool nobody actively uses stays on auto-renewal. None of these feel significant alone, but over 18 months, expense creep can shift gross margin by 8-10% without a single bad decision being made. The contractor had vendor contracts that had quietly increased over the year. No one made a bad choice. Nobody was watching month to month. Thing 2, collection timing drift. Revenue on the books is not cash in the account, and the gap between them creates a real cash problem that has nothing to do with how profitable the business is. The contractor's collections were widely uneven. Some months brought in $100,000, others brought in $20K. Expenses did not adjust either way. Nobody had mapped the timing, nobody could see the gaps before they arrived. He was making every decision from the bank app. The bank app only showed what was already there and never what was coming. So the quiet months would catch him off guard every time. Thing 3, margin drift by service. Services that used to be profitable start costing more to deliver. Team costs rise, delivery complexity grows, pricing stays the same. I worked with a plastic surgery practice doing $2.5 million a year. When we broke it down by service for the first time, one service had gross margin that was almost negative. They were paying for quality staff and quality equipment to deliver it. They just were not charging enough. They had no idea because they'd never seen it broken down by service. Thing 4, hidden owner labor. Most owners do work inside the business. Sales, estimating, client management, operations, that they never pay themselves for. So the margin, it looks better than it actually is. The contractor was doing his own sales and estimating, work that at a market rate would cost $80,000, $100,000 a year to replace. He never charged himself for it. So the model, it looked profitable on paper and was not. Not really. When we built the actual model with his labor priced in, the picture changed completely. Thing 5, no forward visibility. The 5th thing is not an expense or a timing issue, it's an absence. Most founders have no cash forecast. They have no way to see any of the first 4 things. They find out about expense drift at year end. They discover collection problems when cash runs out. They learn about margin issues when it's already compounded for 12 months. The contractor found all 3 things in December. The decisions that created those problems had been made months earlier. By December, there was nothing left to do except understand what had happened, what a monthly review actually catches. Here's the thing about all 5 of these. They're all obvious when you're looking at the monthly, and they're all invisible when you're not. A subscription that renews higher shows up in a monthly expense review. A collection pattern shows up in a 90-day cash forecast. A service margin drifting shows up when you run the numbers by service line. Hidden owner labor shows up when you model what the business actually costs to run. Monthly is not just a habit, it's the frequency at which these 5 things are catchable before they compound into something that's structural. The bottom line, the contractor did not fail. He course corrected because he could finally see clearly. But the window between this is drifting and this is a real problem is shorter than what most founders think. And a once a year review only shows you the problem after that window has closed. 5 things, all slowly moving, all catchable. None of them visible if you're only looking at your year-end totals. Subscribe for more on what a real financial rhythm looks like. And if you want to start catching these in your own business, the link below is where to start.